Welcome, welcome, Nataliia Bolshakova. I said it right before, but now I struggle saying it. Hello, Natasha. I would call you Natasha because this is how I've been calling you for some time. So, hello, how are you doing? Good? Are you listening
Hello,
to me?
Hanan. Hello.
Natasha? Hello?
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
Yeah, good. So you co-founded the Consciousness Academy with Dr. Khalid Sherbini, and actually you are partners together. And besides that, you did so much wellness program for the teachers, for the parents, for the teenagers. Through the Enneagram, you started your own program based on psychology and your own methodology. So I wanted to know more about that. What do you do? How do you empower people from about their wellness and the impact of your program on them? I would like to listen to your sharings and experiences about that so that other people can learn how is Enneagram here to help people about their wellness. So I would love to hear that from you.
Right. Thank you very much, Hanan. And I'm really honored to be here to join this magnificent opportunity to speak about
Yes.
wellness, to speak about consciousness. And
Yes.
I would say that we're blessed with such conferences, with ability even to speak about this, to bring it up to the community, to the society, to the world. So I would say that wellness is a part of conscious path. And as teachers, as parents, as people, I would say that we all remember some teacher in our life. It could be a mentor, it could be educator that we would remember even until now. Somebody who really put something in us and made it last. This acknowledgement. And I would say this, for example, in my life, it's something that who saw the spark, who appreciated the spark. And what is the spark? I would call it very much, we are all creations of God. And this is the spark that was put in us by God. This is what is shining. And this is what we are bringing to the world. We may be a kid of a 2-year-old, and he still has this spark already. And I would say we as teachers, and my background also as a teacher, I remember what was really satisfaction when I was coming home after the very exhausting day are those eyes. It could be just one pair of eyes that was there in the classroom that were shining from me, looking at them, acknowledging them, seeing their effort in something, and really appreciating them being here, that I saw them here.
Wow.
So I would say this for me, for example, and I hope this will be for many teachers, this what brings us to be a teacher. It's not to get money, it's not to be acknowledged, a good profession for a woman or something honorable. It is this something that we give to the world. Because our life of a conscious being starts with the school, starts with communicating with our peers in the class. Whoever is not privileged to have a school, they have their school of life. So we can say it might be mentors and parents. So that I would say is a big addition here.
Yes, I love the way when you mentioned the way you're seeing the spark in the eye of a student, and you just go home with this this energy and this vibes of that brings you to your passion more to teach and to inspire and to get the sparks out of other students. So it's like you're caring about just in this one individual person, and when you're very genuine and sincere about just only one person, it makes a difference in your life. You keep on going and just sharing your interest with people about who they are and what they want to become, and the talents is within. So it's beautiful, very beautiful.
Right, yes. And I love how you're saying it. Exactly. This gives us this life to go on, this purpose to go on, and to face the hardships of teaching, because teaching is a great job. We have to really have our head 360 turning all the time, our heart turning all the time, the whole structure of us. And if we are taking care of ourselves or of our wellness, we really burn out. And there is no purpose. Even money doesn't solve this, doesn't bring back this enthusiasm. Because many young teachers come full of enthusiasm. I will change the world. I will change something in the lives. And then we start burning out, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So in our academy, we approach this this consciousness, this wellness through the Enneagram, which is, maybe somebody wouldn't know, I would say in few words, this is a personality system. One of many. It's not the only one. It's one of many. That's why, for example, mashallah, in this conference, I see everybody from speakers come with their own input in this. So where we are coming is with the Enneagram. And this personality system actually helps people understand their inner drives, why am I behaving this way? Why today I was lazy and tomorrow I'm jumping? Why am I a bit moody? Is something wrong with me? Why am I crying over something? The other one is just all the time happy. What is wrong with me? Why am I not happy all the time? This is the understandings. And it categorizes individuals into 9 types. Again, not like other systems. Some system can have 2, like, for example, introvert, extrovert. Some have 16, some more. This is 9. Okay. And everyone has their own distinct tendency, distinct stucknesses. When I'm talking to kids and teaching them, I'm saying they have their bad days and good days. We're not dividing into bad and good in general. Every person, and this is the biggest, I would say, outcome from teaching the Enneagram to, for example, teens, and even to parents, to teachers, that we're all this balance. We're all this balance. Dr. Khalid was saying about yin-yang balance, that actually it's not 2, is the balance between them. Yes, I have bad day. And I'm saying to the kids, don't you have bad days? Yes. So you know something? Your mother also can have a bad day.
Yes.
And you know something else? Even the teacher is also happens to be a person with sometimes bad day, but you have nothing to do about. Maybe on the way there was a big traffic jam. He was or she was late and was shouted at. But now with the bad mood, you are being affected. It's not you who are guilty because kids are interjecting. I'm bad guy. He didn't see my spark. I brought him the PowerPoint and she didn't appreciate it. I did bad. No, it's just because of the traffic jam, for example. And the students, of course, giggling. Giggling. They're also people, teachers and parents. This makes this connection. This makes them understand there's world beyond me. Again, where at first the phase was egocentric, and this is normal. With the teenagers, now the world is opening. Like, for example, now Farah, a presenter, was saying it's something more, it's social. Now there is world much more beyond me than I am. And it includes teachers and students and parents. So this is, for me, for example, when we are approaching students, they have to understand that there are other people's problems and stucknesses.
That's nice.
Not only
that's healing in itself. It's not about me. There's nothing wrong about me. It's just things that happen around me. So it's beautiful to be conscious about. Yes.
And that brings with the benefits that would be very much with teens from learning about themselves are this communication. I now have the strategy to make my communication better. For example, I will give examples because, again, students are sharing after they learn this experience, the Enneagram of self-discovery. They immediately apply it. They don't just learn it, they apply it. Like everything. That's why in the schools, they have to see, why do I study this subject? And it takes from teacher maybe just a little bit to pay attention to the practicality of this. That physics, yes, it's just practicality. You cannot stop the car very fast. It needs some time to stop. That's why when you cross the streets in Egypt, take care. because car cannot stop. Yeah. So it's the same. They're immediately applying it. For example, we have a student type 3, she was sharing. My father is type 9, which is going against conflict. No conflict I need. And this 3 is this all the time action, doing something, achieving. And she was saying that I started talking to my father when I need something to be achieved from him after learning the Enneagram in another way. I started just thinking of it, how to present it without conflict, without demanding something from him, just presenting it in a calm voice when he is at his leisure. And I started talking to my father. I said, now he's not stressed that I need something now from him to solve. And did this communication.
So I just want to clear something that you mentioned at the beginning, that everybody has their own inner drivers, Enneagram, from the Enneagram perspective, from the 9 personality styles, and as well the stuckness, when I'm stuck. So you're mentioning now the number 9 is the father who's going to be stuck in communicating with his daughter because I don't want conflict. I want everything to be calm and in peace and in harmony. So when she learned about the Enneagram, she communicated in a better way according to his need to avoid the conflict. So that made the relationship like going on well.
Right, and you're totally right. And this is from the daughter's side.
Yeah.
This is from, I mean, she's a teen. She was just 14 years old.
Yes.
So somebody from in the family, for example, in the teaching environment, in the school, can make this first step of self-awareness, of consciousness. And it doesn't have to be a parent. It doesn't have to be a student. Doesn't have to be everything is interconnected. And higher consciousness brings its flowers. Higher consciousness affects consciousness. We are human beings. I mean, we're only following the examples, regardless how much you teach your child. If you're irritated from crumbs in bed, not to eat in bed, and you're doing it well, what do we want? We cannot demand something we do not really foster in ourselves. So that's why, yes, as parents, this is our job. This is our job, what? Just to take our own path of consciousness. Take care of ourselves, of our wellness. As teachers, of course, teachers have double load. They have to present the subject. And here we are speaking about wholeness, whole approach, the subject to teach. And at the same time, personal approach to every child. Here is very nice harvest. When we combine this all and we work at this, then we are getting big pleasure from our teaching, because our teaching seed is coming to the soil. And again, how I started it, and this is for many teachers is something very pleasant, and for parents as well. But we have to know it. That's why everybody has to do their job of self-awareness. If a teacher is, very overloaded, get just a little bit of self-awareness. What triggers me? Where am I stuck? Why is some student is my habibti, and somebody I cannot bear? And then you come to the same student whom you cannot bear, comes to another class, he's there, the star. What happened? And either we're taking it on ourselves. There are some types from 9 who would take it in themselves. Okay, I'm a bad teacher. I cannot cope. Everybody is driving me crazy. Or they will be just doing it on that student. How dare you to behave there better than with me? It's just 1 second, like Frankel was saying, just 1 second of awareness to see, let's look inside of myself. It's triggering me in that student. Just as a discovery channel, as if it's just look, oh my God, he's so self-confident. Of course, it's very hurting to acknowledge this. So why is it triggering me? That this type type, for example, there is a type that's very confident, very great leader, and he doesn't care whatever you are frightening him with, he will challenge you. Oh my God, I cannot take a challenge as a teacher, as a parent. I cannot take this challenge. I want to be like him. Or, for example, he's just pressing and showing to me that I'm very weak at this and I hate it. So this is self-awareness. And when we return the speech to the students, the self-awareness changes in their lives. I saw in with my eyes, again, type 9, and he was all the time, he was teenager, and again, comparison, saying, what's wrong with me? Why am I lazy? Because when he compares himself to some other types, he's very slow in doing, in understanding, in taking his time. And cliche comes, I'm lazy. After learning the Enneagram, he just comes and says, so enthusiastic, I'm not lazy. I'm just taking my time. I just have my pace. And just this small thing, big revelation for the person to not now blame himself and put the label of lazy. It's just my time. And he started respecting himself. No, I just learned then Kaza student or somebody. This, and by the way, this is the same type. And after understanding now, because it's a body type. Again, the trial tester, for example, saying body type, heart type, head type. I started seeing that I am studying better when I make some movements of my body. And this is a boy. He has to do some activity, some push-ups, something else, go to sports. It gives him life. He comes back, no, I can study. This is big understanding. So I'm again saying many positive things comes from this self-awareness. Like again, I would return to better studying. There is a type.
Yeah. What I'm saying is people have like different mind shift. I mean, it's a mind shift to how do I see myself at a different lens and different perspective. Just being aware and just asking myself inward, what triggers me? Why is this impacting me? And why I'm calling myself this way, and understanding the personality from this, from the positive side of it. It makes sense to me that I start to accept myself. And when I embrace and accept myself, the change happens, the growth happens. Yeah. So it's beautiful that like 13, 14 years old would have this conscious awareness and shift and have another perspective. I think it's very important to do this wellness programs with the teens, because they are like building their own self-efficacy, who I am, my identity. So if I build my identity on blaming or shaming myself because I'm lazy or doing that, so it's very important at that time to see myself from a very balanced way of seeing it, not to criticize or to blame who I am. So it's a beautiful wellness program.
Thank you. Yeah, to put it like that, it's magnificent. And this, you see, nobody wants to be a failure. It's not in our nature. We are here to grow, to develop. We were born to grow as a seed grows. And if we can be, as teachers, as parents, pointing at something to the child, to the teen, it's not right. It's not the way you do it. By the way, doing it out of love, yet just bringing our own way of teaching, our own way of parenting, our own way of living.
Right.
For type 7, for a type, for example, type 7, yeah.
You knew me. Khaled told you about me.
I have a daughter for type 7. I was amazed her learning style. And thanks God, I knew Enneagram already when she was growing. When she was studying, even when she was from 5, already I started noticing it. And then more, she cannot, for example, for 1 hour, she could not sit at the same subject on the same page. She needed some distraction. Again, if I was not aware I would just be pushing her because I didn't study like that. I could sit for 4 hours on the same page. No, she needed distraction. But what I was doing, I was putting several subjects in front of her. Subjects, okay? Because again, she's a head type. She was going from math to the language, to something else, sometimes to the book of fiction. And I noticed, no, she was learning them all. She was engaged, but for some time. So it's not my way of teaching. It's not my way of living. She can even study sometimes hanging with her head from the bed down. So what are you doing? And she's with the book. I'm studying. I'm studying. Don't disturb. It's like, oh my God, I could not study like that. But this awareness of a parent or teacher, for example. Yes, she's not me. There is a world beyond me. She's not me. I am here to support her. Who am I to mold her, to break her, to do my way? Because of course, my way is the secure way. You have to sit for the whole day to study. It's security way, my way. She's different. I'm not God here to, yes, I was giving this child, as teachers, we were giving these children what to mold them, to cut them, to break them, to be the same. They will remember and cherish you as a teacher, as a parent, because you, again, you acknowledge this spark. You support it. You are that vessel that they came when they were needing you to spring from it. And this should be only through the conversation, through dialogue, not through just talking and us preaching. No, it doesn't work this way. We can have a dialogue. And what exactly do you like in, for example, earning money? What exactly grabs you there? Let's talk about that. What you want to become an engineer? What is there for you? If it's a pretty adult teenager, let's talk about that. And all this, we cherish in them self-love. This love when it's lost by unfortunately sometimes blaming them, saying, no, this is not the way you do it, the PowerPoint, it is not. No, I want like it comes this, this is my way, and my parents and even the teacher, they see it. I can love myself. I can allow myself to love myself because we need.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I mean, your consciousness about all these aspects of teaching and your background, I can see that you're holding 3 masters, or like you have a master's in counseling psychology, and I have a master's in education and science, and you have a degree in philology. What's that? It's philosophy or philology.
Yes.
Yes. So you're blending all the knowledge that you know in this kind of program of consciousness to the teens, to the parents, to the teachers. So it's a beautiful blend, I guess. Yani, tell me more about how do you put all this into a program?
I would say that when being a teacher, when I was teaching at schools, it was before even me knowing the Enneagram, I was always noticing the difference between students. And naturally, I was giving them freedom. Again, due to my type, Enneagram type, I have to include everyone. For me, it doesn't make sense that somebody drops out because he's not interested, or they are sick, or they're moody, or they got offended. I have to include. And that was breaking me with that. Of course, it's pretty exhausting. Again, not knowing, not being self-aware. I would burn a lot of my energy. I was like squeezed lemon after the classes because I was going through my own energy for that. Like I was so aware all the time, so aware. Okay, and I would be allowing somebody, and now I know that was type 7. They're very smart, very smart. He would finish the page that student just started. He would finish the page. I would give another one. It's personal. It's personally him. If somebody would be treating, and I see this, I felt again this loneliness, this melancholy, yeah. And I would be taking it. Now I know it wasn't about me. Yeah.
It must,
Not self-aware. I would say, oh my God, they're upset from my teaching. That's it. I'm a bad teacher. This is not aware teacher. So I could be with them. I could just come to say, tell me about your mood today. What do you feel like doing? There is a type who is like that, who lives through feelings. This is how they feel the world. Okay. And of course, the biggest was always, and this is the challenger in the class, I'm saying, who doesn't care what punishment. You will go to principal. I don't care. Oh my God, this is a nightmare for any teacher to hear that. This challenge in the classroom, because everybody is looking. So what will she say now? What will the teacher react now? This is the challenger, but not to break them. How to behave, how to befriend them. We have to make them leaders. We have to give them responsibility, not to be afraid of this. Today you would be the monitor of the class. I need them all now to stand up and to make some, for example, something for 1 minute, some physical exercise. Please, you will be responsible for that. You saw them, you acknowledge them, you respect them, you always put them at the same, yet you're in control. This is what the Enneagram brings. So this always, again, in the combining the teaching with psychology, we cannot be teachers without psychology. We cannot.
Yes,
because we are working with beings, not robots. We wish they were robots. It would be much easier. We're not. And thanks to God. If we chose this profession, it must be a calling.
Yeah.
A calling to raise, not just to raise through the knowledge of physics. They will learn it. They will learn it this way or another way. But we're putting them for use. We're putting this physics. It might be so interesting for use. So it's very important to integrate it all.
Yeah, I can see your integration. I can see your heart in the beginning of your journey as a teacher, and looking for individual and personalized way of communicating and connecting with students. And then you added on top of that your knowledge and your studies and your degrees, and presenting a program that would be very helping people to become aware and conscious in communication. I mean, it's building on communicating. How can I connect and communicate with other people by their whatever is, and understanding them as well. And what I heard from you also is that it's not expecting the other person to change. I'm changing the attitude and the way I'm requesting or communicating, and then things happen in the communication. I'm not asking you to change. Sure, the couple of examples that you told me. So it's beauty in just enough in individuals, either the parent to become conscious by herself, not expecting the other spouse to be as her, but that would make a difference in the home. The teacher becoming conscious about individual needs would be important, even though that the students are not aware yet. And even if the student is aware and the teacher is not aware, or the parent is not aware, then it's good enough for him that they are not taking what they are behaving or telling him about, that he's something bad about him. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful work, Natasha, and all the best. And I hope a lot of teachers would take your program, and a lot of students would be engaged in your program, so that they can become aware and shift their understanding about themselves and the world around them. So thank you so much for your sharing today and your insights. I really enjoyed, and I would really love to join your program. I'd really love to see what's going on, so that we can collaborate on something, inshallah. Thank you so much, Natasha. Thank you for your time.
Like in the conference more.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.